Hey guys, welcome. I'm Lala's Grand. Thank you so much for coming back. If you are a returning subscriber, please go ahead and hit that like button because you know you're gonna like this video. I mean, you're back. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. Please join the Lala's Grand fam. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button so you'll know every time I upload a new video. Follow me on my Instagram. It'll be up here above. Yes, I'm new to Instagram, I know, but I'm not new to makeup. I'm new to YouTube as well. So today we're gonna be talking about Fenty, you guys. Fenty has released some new products and I am here for it. I was in Sephora. I only went in there for one thing. I had to do this girl's makeup. I just needed one shade and boom, I had to just stop by Fenty. So I love Fenty. I'm a fan of the brand, but I don't love all of the products, and that's okay. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be very selective about those products that I pick up. And I wanna actually pick up stuff that I'm gonna use. I don't wanna just pick it up and have it just for the sake of Fenty. I cannot come and kill myself and be in debt because of Fenty. Rihanna's doing fine. I need to get to her level. I picked up 4 Fenty products. 3 of them are new, 1 of them is not. So the Snap Shadows eyeshadow palette, number 9, it's called Wine. That retails for $25. And the cool thing about these Snap Shadows is that they actually snap. So if you had 2 palettes, they'll snap in the back of each other, so you have a palette on both sides. But y'all, I really want to try this formula. Again, I wanted to save my coins, so I only got 1 of them, so we'll see how this performs. The Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer is $22. I love the Stunna Lip Paint formula, and this is a new shade. It's called Underdawg, and it's $25. And the matchstick in the color Purrl is $25. So this first shade is called Pop the Cork. I just love that she follows her themes. It is a warm tone brown, but it doesn't have too much shimmer to it. This next shade right here is called Bottle Service. Bottle Service is warm tone, and I would say it's a rosy pink reddish shade. This next shade is called She Bubbly. I love the names of her shadows. This is a really nice, pretty shimmer champagne color. And the bottom row is all mattes. This is called Rose Spritz. And this is a matte peachy cream colored shade. Now this is a shade I was most excited for. It's called Pinot Please. Oh my gosh, this wine color. It's a deep matte plum purple shade. This is pretty for fall, yes. And the very last shade is a matte brown and it's called Cherry Fairy. I'm curious to see how these shades are gonna perform on the eyes. I love to use this watermelon glow mist, even though my face is already moisturized. So we're just gonna, all right, let me not get carried away. I cleaned up my eyebrows. Now we're gonna go ahead and zoom in so we can see what this eyeshadow look is going to be. If you watched my last video, you'll remember that I like to put my foundation in between my eyes and then blend that out before I do my eyeshadow look. I feel like it just comes out better that way. We might as well just do a full face of Fenty today. So I'm gonna use the Fenty Hydrating Longwear foundation in the color 440. I actually like this foundation better than her first one, which was her soft matte, I believe it is. I'm hoping this foundation will match me because y'all, I get dark in the summer. We gonna make it work. I am excited to see what all the hype is about this eyeshadow primer. I feel like some people either love it or they hate it. And I'm gonna use that applicator and tap it right on my eyelids. The applicator almost looks like the end of like a Q-tip. So this definitely isn't something I would use to blend, but I would just use to apply simply on my eyelids. Then I'm gonna go back in with my Real Techniques crease brush and I'm just gonna blend this out. I feel like I would like this eyeshadow primer for different reasons. Like if I'm doing a dark look, a dark smoky eye, or if I'm doing like a natural look, I wouldn't mind using this primer. But if I'm using really bright eyeshadow colors, I'm not sure if I would like this eyeshadow primer, because for bright eyeshadow colors I usually like to use a base that isn't as clear and that is much lighter. That way the colors will pop more on my skin. But so far, I mean, this eyeshadow primer is blending out quite nicely. It feels like it's almost getting even stickier. Yeah, so this eyeshadow primer is quite tacky. I really do want to use the Stunna lip paint, and it is a darker color. Anytime I'm doing like a dark lip, I usually like to have just a really nice neutral clean eye look. That way the attention is just on my dark lips. I don't like to have like a really dark eyeshadow color and then dark lips. I feel like it can look just a little bit too much gothic-y, if that's a word. But I feel like it can look too gothic, and that's just not my kind of style. I prefer more clean, just glam looks. So for that reason, I'm gonna go ahead and go into this shade right here called Cherry Fairy. This seems to be like a really nice red brown shade. And I'm just gonna start off by putting this all over my lid. And I'm taking my Morphe M518 brush for this. So far, it seems like the eyeshadow primer is doing a good job. The eyeshadow is adhering to it, but not to a point where I can't blend out the shadow. I'm taking my Morphe M514 brush. This is a smaller blending brush just to help me blend those outer edges. Now y'all, I keep looking at this shade and it keeps looking at me and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna use you but just a little bit, just a teeny bit, because I really wanna have a dark lip. So I'm just gonna lightly take this shadow, just gonna stamp it right on my outer V. I'm not gonna get carried away because we're not gonna get carried away. We're just gonna stamp that right there. I'm gonna take my smaller blending brush and just lightly take that in to my crease. I'm lightly building this up because I don't want this to get too carried away. I will say this shade looks darker on the eyes than it does on the pan. I feel like it's oxidizing just a little bit, but it's definitely getting darker. So that's all I'm gonna do for the eyes right now. I wanna keep it really nice, simple, and clean since I'm gonna go in with that darker shade in the Stunna lip paint. I'm gonna go ahead and do my face, apply my foundation, my concealer, and I'll be back. I'm almost finished my face, but what I'm noticing is that this eyeshadow has really oxidized. Like, it has gotten so much darker than when I first applied it. I don't know how I feel about that. I like to be able to see what the shadow is gonna look like in the pan and just have that be on my eyes. This brown shade that I thought was my skin tone color, I mean, it is near my skin tone color, but it's oxidized. Remember, I only blended that deep purple just in the outer V and just in my outer portion of my crease. I didn't take that far in my crease. So now that I'm looking at it, these shadows definitely did oxidize. And even like the purple shade, it doesn't even look that purple anymore. It does a little bit, but it just looks like I deepened it with a dark brown. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do want to go ahead and finish my under eyes. I'm going to take the lightest color in the palette. That's called Rose Spritz. And I'm going to also mix that with Sherry Fairy now that I know that this shade oxidized, because I don't want to have raccoon eyes at the bottom of my eyelids, y'all. I'm going to try the Stunna lip paint now. And this honestly is what I'm most excited because this formula is so amazing. Anytime I use these liquid lip paints, I always like to moisturize my lips just a little bit, not too much, just because I don't want my lips to look dry underneath. And of course, I'm using my Laneige. All right, let's see. Ooh, look at this, one swipe. I have not dipped this back into the bottle. This is still just one swipe. Can y'all believe that? Y'all, these lips, so beautiful. Now I'm just applying my Fenty mascara. I used the brown Fenty Beauty eye pencil on my waterline. I'm bronzing with my Fenty bronzer in Mocha Mami. And y'all know I just love to look like I've been kissed by the sun. Not sunburnt, just kissed. So now that I have my eyes done, my lips done, it's much easier for me to pick out a blush. I don't think I want to be too dark, so I think that the color that I'm leaning more towards is called Summertime Wine. I guess it fits with the whole wine theme. All right, I feel like this is giving me the perfect amount of color for this look. Uh-oh, I'm getting carried away. Uh-oh. But I feel like it's giving me the perfect amount of color for this look. I love the sheen on this. I like the fact that it's not too shiny. And I feel like especially in the wintertime, I don't want to look so matte. I feel like you just look really dry and cold in the wintertime if you look way too matte. So I definitely love what this cream blush is doing. And now for the last item that I want to debut in this video. I'm excited to try this. It's shiny and it has a really nice pearly look to it. And it looks like it's also mixed with gold. So I think I want to go ahead and swatch this out for you guys so you guys can see what this looks like. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so pretty. This is actually a golden color. Wow, that's pretty. So to apply this, I'm gonna just take what's on the back of my hand. I'm gonna take my brush, swirl it around, and just put it in those high points. Now I could go straight in with this, but I wanna see what this looks like first when I apply this on the back of my hand and use a brush. So it's giving me a nice sheen, but I'm not really getting highlighter vibes from this. So I'm gonna just take the product and just lightly tap this on. Then I'm gonna take my finger and just diffuse this. All right, so I'm not really liking this straight on the face. I feel like it's mixing with my foundation and I don't like the way it's looking in that area. When I use a brush with this, I feel like it's not giving me enough highlight. It's really subtle. Like I have a really nice subtle glow, but it's not giving me that golden highlight that I was looking for. I feel like this is something that I would use on those days where like I'm having like a makeup but no makeup type of day and I just want something that's really just like a natural sheen glow. But I almost feel like it's starting to break up my makeup a little bit. I feel like my makeup is tearing apart just a little bit in the area of where I directly applied this. So I'm gonna stop using this. I really had high hopes for this. It looks so pretty when you swatch it, but I'm not liking this on my face. All right, so I went back and I read what this is. So it is the matchstick, but it says an illuminating makeup stick in a comfortable, lightweight formula that finishes any look with a natural looking dewy sheen for all. Yes, this is dewy, but it's breaking apart my makeup. And on my face, I'm using all Fenty products. So if I was using like other brands of foundation or other primers, maybe I would say, okay, maybe this doesn't mesh well with those products, but you guys, I'm using my Fenty Filt'r Primer, my Fenty Hydrating Foundation, even the concealers I use to highlight and contour, Fenty, my bronzer, Fenty. So I'm using everything Fenty. So I honestly feel like something's going on, but it's definitely breaking apart my makeup. Again, I think this is for maybe a look where it's like makeup, no makeup, or just your skin and you want to apply just a little bit of glow. But I'm not feeling this. I had high hopes for this and it just wasn't what I expected. I do need some type of highlighter. At this point, I don't know what to use, y'all. I think I'm just gonna use my trophy wife. Like the last time I grabbed for this, I don't even know when. But remember when this came out, everybody was so pressed about it? Now nobody even talks about it anymore. But you only need a little bit. I feel like that matchstick really broke apart my makeup. So I don't know. I just feel like it's ruined right here in this area. So I don't know, y'all. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. I went ahead and I applied some eyelashes. Now for my final thoughts from everything that I tried today, we'll first start off with the eyeshadow palette. Now, honestly, you guys, this is a no for me. These shadows oxidized on my eyes and they got darker. Like even this natural warm brown that's supposed to be like a lighter tone brown, it's like dark on my eyes. And mind you, I only use this dark plum shade on my outer V. I didn't use it all over my lid. My lid is dark. My outer V looks like I just used a dark brown. It doesn't even look like I used a dark plum purple shade, and I don't particularly care for that. I'm okay if it gets darker just a little bit, and y'all, I can't rock with that. Like I have similar shades that function beautifully and look great that are cheaper or that are even higher end. So for that reason, I wouldn't recommend this eyeshadow palette. I know I didn't like Fenty's eyeshadow formula in the past, but I wanted to go ahead and still just give it a try. But I'm sorry, I wouldn't recommend this palette. If you have this palette, let me know if you do like it, if you think it's worth it, if you experience the same thing that I did on my eyes. Now this item is not new. It's been around for a while, but this was my first time trying it. I feel like there's nothing special about this primer. The shadows did stick to this well. I mean, that's the purpose of a primer. But I get that same effect from my concealer. So I don't necessarily think it's worth it to spend this much in a primer when I can get the same exact effect from concealers. But that's just me. That's just my probably unpopular opinion. But if you guys like this primer, that's fine. I'm not against it, but it didn't wow me or anything. You guys, I didn't like this glow matchstick, and I didn't like this because it took off some of my foundation. Like, I don't know if you can see, it broke apart my foundation. Like y'all saw, I rubbed it on the back of my hand, I used the brush, applied it on my high points, I even went in with it on my other cheek. I still got the same effect. This literally broke apart my makeup. So again, if you are one of those girls who's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and put this on my skin just to have a nice little glow before I go out of the house or something like that, then I think you would like this product. But for me, it's not something that I would honestly recommend, especially since it broke apart my makeup. I feel like, y'all know how long it takes to do a bomb base, and then when something just breaks apart, it's just like, no, why? Yeah. This is a no for me. All right, so for the only product that I did like today is the Stunna lip paint. Now I have multiple Stunna lip paints from Fenty. I have the red, the pink. I also have the purple one, and I honestly love the formula. These are excellent. If you have never tried any of her lip paints, please try it. You will not be disappointed. It's a soft matte. It's not too drying. For me, it's really comfortable. I don't know if it's because I apply a little bit of my Laneige before I actually go in with the lip paint, but I love it. It's so comfortable, and this color is so fall, girl. Look at this. With a leather jacket and a white t-shirt, you can't tell me nothing, boo. I'm gonna keep it honest, as always. Again, I love Fenty the brand, but that doesn't mean I love every single product, and that doesn't mean I have to. I don't purchase every single new release from Fenty. I have to want it, and I have to be interested enough to try it, and that just goes with any brand, because I need to save my coins, y'all, okay? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this was good. That way you're able to see, like, okay, what should I probably spend my money on, and what should I not, and where can I save? So I hope I gave you guys some helpful insights, some helpful tips. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. Follow me on my Instagram at LalasGrand. Please go ahead and make sure you turn that bell notifications on, and if you haven't already, like this video. Thank you so much for watching. It was so great to see you guys again, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.